Hello, welcome everyone to your universe pick a card reading. So we have three piles. We have pile 1 with picture Jasper, pile 2 with Dalmatian Jasper, and pile 3 with red Jasper. Take a moment and you can decide which pile is calling to you, which one feels like it's yours. When you decide, there will be a timestamp for you to choose, or if you'd like, you can listen to all three. It's totally up to you. So let's find out what the universe has to say. Hello to all of you who chose the picture Jasper and pile number 1. Let's get straight into your reading. We have gracious receptivity. We have miracles by Metatron. I'm just going to have to put that over, maybe just pull this out a little bit. Okay. We have trust the niggle. I'm interested to know what that one is. We have contentment. Graze short. Empathic starseed, whispers of Mother Earth, and trust and act accordingly. I also have your 3 tarot cards and another galactic card here, as well as I just need to find the name, the starseed oracle, small oracle that we'll pull at the end. So let's get started with gracious receptivity and miracles, because these two, I'm going to kind of read them in twos, okay? And then we'll pull it all together. I think when we're seeing gracious receptivity and miracles coming in together, and it's showing like a baby here on the card. So just the miracle of creation and how a baby is born. We also have gracious receptivity, and I believe that what that's saying is we need to open up our minds to the possibility of things being so, or things being real, that even though we don't understand it, we just know it happens and we just know it is. And we accept that graciously, which also means, in a larger lesson, to accept others graciously when they're not like us, when we don't understand them. We are all still coming of one creator, of one God source, of one universe, and it's a miracle. How are we all different? Why are we all different? And if we can just learn to accept one another graciously, I think we would see big changes in our environment and around the world. Now, next, let's go on to these 2 cards here. We have Trust the Niggle and Contentment. And Trust the Niggle is, what is that niggling feeling trying to tell you? So what's your gut feeling? What is your subconscious? What is your higher self? What is it trying to tell you? I kind of have a feeling that maybe some of you need to okay, I think that some of you need to just, if you're feeling that there isn't something that's going quite right with your life, you're not feeling content, and you're just having that feeling, that gut feeling, or maybe, you kind of get that little ache, and I call it the ache in the middle of your tummy, where you just, it's not that anything necessarily is going wrong or going bad, but are things necessarily going right? Are you actually content in your life? Are you content with the people that you're around? And if you have that, okay, I'm loving this word, that little niggly feeling, then I'm kind of thinking that maybe no, it's not. So what can you do to find contentment within yourself and within your environment? Is it maybe going out and spending time in nature? Is it going, the fact that there's a waterfall here, I'm going to say that possibly maybe it would be very soothing for you to go out and not only spend time in nature, but by water. And if you live in a city, which some of you may, that may not be an option. So maybe it could be as simple as going in and running a bath for yourself, or just going into the shower with the intention of just washing away whatever it is that isn't sitting right in your person at this time. Or, is there a water feature in your town or in your neighborhood, or a small brook or stream or river running through it? It doesn't have to be an ocean. It doesn't have to be a waterfall. It doesn't even have to be a lake. It could be something as simple as going to, say if a library has a wall water feature, and just sitting there and just listening and becoming calm and content within yourself. So I think that's one of the messages, because this is for a lot of different people. I like to break it up like this because it could be different messages coming out for everyone. So next we have the grays, the short grays there, okay? And yes, there are probably alien beings. If you believe, if you don't, it's up to you. But okay, so we have the grays, the shorts. And then we have empathic starseed, energetic sovereignty, absorbing what's not yours. See, and it's showing these little guys here as timid, misunderstood, and shy. And I have to wonder in your life if maybe that's because you're taking on energy that doesn't belong to you. When you're empathic, you do pick up on other people's energy. That's what it is. And if everything's running smoothly or working correctly, that energy is going to come in, you're going to transmute it and send it back out as positivity. If you're absorbing, low vibration, negative energy, where it just, it's just bringing you down. So, but maybe what's happening with you is it's holding you back. It's causing you to be timid and shy, or maybe a bit misunderstood, because people don't understand why you want to withdraw, why you want to pull away and not be near others. And it could or why you don't like to go out into large crowds. That's another thing. And it's probably because you're an empath and you're picking up that energy, and, because you're unaware of what it is, you may need to do a little bit of study on it and understand how it is that you can bring that negative energy but you're going to transmute it and release it back out as free, positive energy back out into the collective, out into the universe. So that may be something for you. If you find that you are picking up on other people's energies, you may want to do a little more research, look into that, and understand what it is to be an empath and how you use it to your advantage, and how you use it to the advantage of everyone in the collective and the world, the universe as a whole. Now, the last set of cards we have here are Whisperers of Mother Earth. All right, so it's your creativity, your ideas, inspiration, right? So anything to do with that. It has artist, writer, channel, how you're creative or artistic within your job. Do you work in marketing? That's always inspirational and creative and ideas flowing, or are you an actual artist? Who knows? It may just be a hobby of yours. But how can you use that to open up and find joy and spread that out and share it with others? So I kind of feel like this is kind of standing on its own and asking you to, if you have a creative passion of any kind, how can you use it? Not only to improve upon yourself, but how can you use it to help others? How can you use it to inspire others? I'm very much, I have a North Node in Aquarius, so I'm very much, and you'll probably find this throughout my readings, everything I want to do is always about how is it going to help everyone in the end. You always need to work on yourself and get yourself right first. And then once that happens, how can you take your skill set or your creativity and then use it to help others out? You know, just in general, in the public, you know, it could be when you're walking down the street. Again, it will resonate with you, okay? Now, last card here is, just trust and act accordingly. I think that just might be an overall message in this case. Or it could tie into this where, you know what, you need to trust whatever that idea, inspiration, creative channel is, and you believe that it's going to help others because you've seen, you know, it's helped you, so you therefore know it can help others as well. And then you act accordingly, and you will use it using intuition, trusting the feelings to go out and spread the love, spread the joy, so to speak, right? Act accordingly. And yeah, I think, you know, and it's always about that pay it forward too. And when you think about pay it forward, when you start paying it forward, the abundance rolls back into you, right? It's what you give out will come back to you threefold, tenfold, whatever it is you want to believe or whatever it is that you've experienced. But it will come back to you. Doesn't mean monetarily. Abundance can mean anything. It could just be bringing in a special someone into your life. It could be finding the job that you love. It could be finding contentment in your life. It could be coming to terms with the fact that we're all one and come from one, and therefore miracles are miracles, and we just need to be gracious and receive it in and not question it, you know, act accordingly. So I believe those are your main messages with the oracle cards. Now let's take a look here. I have 3 others. I'm going to start with this one, which is forgiveness and gratitude. I don't even know how to say that. Cetacean dolphin, possibly that's how you say it. And I'm just going to put it here. I want to say I believe it ties in here to the grays. And I want to say that because, I mean, what do we know about dolphins? I mean, they're just loving, gentle beings. They know how to protect themselves in their environment in the ocean, you know. But look, everywhere you go, you can go and swim with the dolphins, play with the dolphins. They're very smart, and they're very logical and loving. But I think it's tying in with the grays because I believe they are too. And I think they're just misunderstood. We look at them and we say, oh, alien, you know. No, it's not that. They're the grays. I mean, if from what we've been told and what we can read and learn from, you know, TV and books and what have you, and people who have had experience with extraterrestrials, then I think what we know is they are very logical. They are extremely intelligent. They're telepathic. And I think the dolphin is somewhat like that too. When they're in the water, they pick up on your energy telepathically, as do the grays. So I think, again, it comes into, you know, these cards here also being with the empath and picking up on the energy of others as well. And just accepting all of that energy, even when it isn't the best, with gratitude. Even here, accepting other people, not just their energy, but them themselves, all of them, with graciousness and with gratitude. And, you know, forgive them for they know not what they do sometimes. So you just have to go. Humans are humans. So I believe that ties in there. Now let's look at your tarot. So the first card out was High Priestess. Okay. So again, tapping into that intuition, you know, just listening to your inner voice, right? What's the niggling feeling trying to tell you? That's all High Priestess energy. Next, we have the King of Cups, which is all about love and generosity. And cups are water, and we know water to be intuitive and nurturing. Even though it's a king, that doesn't matter. He still has all of those attributes, right? Warm-hearted, it says here on the card. So we have that. And then last, we have the King of Swords. Oh, goody. Okay. I love this. And I'll say in every video, you'll see my quirky side, because when cards just want to come out and they just kind of come out too in the order, because I put them in order of size, right? So when they come out and they kind of match up, one, to me, that's just wow. And two, then when I have the tarot come out and it is even coming in, we'll say in the right spot with the same type of message, King of Swords. King of Swords is, you know, wise and smart and intelligent. And again, we all have bits of everyone. So he also has intuition, and they can also be warm too. They tend to be on the cooler side, the King of Swords, but he knows how to trust his gut and act accordingly. It's the intelligence tying into the dolphin and the grays, right? It's just knowing. So the King of Swords is the energy of knowing what it is, whatever that creativity is that you have within it, knowing what it is, and then knowing how to go out and act and maybe not act, but show it and give it and share it with others. Okay, and finally, we are going to pull one of the starseed cards here. So let's just get one here. One more message from the universe for pile one. And there it is. Oh, look at that. Stillness. Reflect on this moment with love, kindness, and compassion. Right here. That's where that sets. Okay, thank you very much, pile one. I appreciate you being here and taking your time to come to this reading. I hope that you found one of the many messages within helpful. And if you do, please like, share, and subscribe. I am a new small channel, and I would really appreciate your support. Thank you. Hi, for those of you who chose pile two and the Dalmatian Jasper, or as I like to call it, my puppy power crystal. Welcome, and let's get started with your reading. Okay, first off, we have fire. And Archangel Uriel with abundance. The crumbling. The dolphin. Oh, we had dolphin in the last reading as well. So interesting. Okay, we have alchemy, the philosopher's stone, earth school, codes of the seeds, deliver your greatest gift to the world. And then our last cards are tarot and one other oracle, which I will save to the end when we do a starseed oracle card live at the end of the reading. So let's take a look here and see what we have, pile two. First off, I just want to say the very first thing that I'm seeing is a lot of water here. So I just feel like there's going to be a lot of water, a lot of, we're going to be really tapping into possibly emotion here. We'll find out in what ways as I go through and read the cards. So I like to read them in pairs, and then we look at them overall as well. So the first one we have is fire. And with the fire, I believe what I'm seeing here, and the card of Uriel with abundance, is what is it in your life that you need to ramp it up in order to achieve? So we all want abundance. We want it when it comes to money. We want it when it comes to material possessions. We want it when it comes to family, the car we drive, the job we have. That's all considered abundance in some way, right? It isn't just always about the dollar. But I think what I'm kind of feeling here, the message that the universe wants to give, or the question that they want to ask you is, what is it that you truly desire? What abundance is it that you want to bring into your life? And in order to do that, what fire needs to be lit within you? So that is something for you to ponder over. Where in what area of your life do you need to light a fire under your butt and get things going so that you can get the abundance that, one, you genuinely and trying to think of the word that I want to use, and it's not coming out. So let me say it this way. Without being greedy, without being greedy just for the sake of material possessions, what abundance is it that you want in your life? Because we do deserve abundance. The universe, God, source, whomever it is that you relate to, they want us to have abundance in our life. But we do have to work for it, and we do have to earn it. So, we just can't sit back and expect it to come. So I think that's why I said originally, what fire do you need to light under your butt to get that in motion, right? So what is it? And if you're unsure, call on Archangel Uriel and ask. Ask for Archangel Uriel to show you what it is that you need to, what fire energy you need to call upon to make it happen for yourself. Okay, now here we have crumbling. What are you clinging on to? And we have dolphin. Now I know on the back of this card, I didn't do it for the last pile just because the message was clear from it. But here we have, this card suggests that you live lightly and wisely, bringing joy, fun, and laughter into your life. Of course, dolphin. They want to play everywhere you go. You can swim with them, spend time with the dolphins, right? And there was that wonderful TV show called Flipper, which ages me, but I loved that show, truly loved it. And I had a dolphin book as a child, which I was in love with. Anyhow, you are also guided to develop your healing abilities, serving your fellow humans and the planet, and serve with wisdom and joy. So take on that dolphin energy, right? Now, I believe that what this message is that's coming through for some of you, because there's going to be different messages for everyone. And that's why I like to read the cards in this way, because then we have more than one clear message, which can help many different people. So what are you clinging on to? And when you look at this card, I mean, it's a beautiful card, but like there's lightning and it's a dark, dingy, looks like a fortress of some sort. And what I'm feeling, the message is, what are you holding yourself in here? Like, what are you holding yourself in? And almost like a prison, like imprisoning yourself in, that's not allowing you joy and living lightly with laughter and fun and positivity and wisely in your life? What is it that you're hanging on to that isn't allowing that to happen? And you see that you can just break free. It's all within. It's mental, right? So what is it that you're clinging on to in your life that's keeping you in this dark, dingy prison instead of allowing you to walk through and enjoy that beauty? To live like a dolphin, right? To just be free to roam and to live your life the way you want to live it and to be happy doing it. So that may be something for you to contemplate, anyone that is resonating with this. What is it? What self-imposed prison are you in? Or it may not be self-imposed. It could be someone else that's keeping you within with their negativity and their negative energy. There certainly isn't any fun and play in the situation that you may be in right now. So it could either be self-imposed or imposed upon you by someone else. And what do you have to do? Well, what you have to do is figure out why you're hanging on to it, right? So it's why you're hanging on to it for yourself or why you're hanging on to it for another person. But the goal here is to get out. The goal here is to see and to experience this. All right, moving on. We have alchemy, the philosopher's stone, infinity, destiny, magic. It encompasses all of those things, which I love. It encompasses all 4 elements. So, and Earth School, life lessons, soul growth, study, higher learning. So with the alchemy card, right, which to me is magical and transformation, and it's, well, magic's on the card, but yeah, it's, maybe it's ascending in your consciousness. I know a lot of you may hear things like, Earth is 3D and we're moving into 5D, which is a higher level of consciousness and way of being, you know, so it could be that you are learning and going through soul growth to move up to, say, 5D. I think a lot of us are in 4D. We're right in the middle. We know that we have to do better than what's happening in 3 here on Earth. We know we need to rise up in the way that we communicate and treat one another and just live generally. But that's for another time. But I mean, it kind of comes in here. And also the philosopher's stone, right? So that's higher learning, to me anyway, higher learning and study. And, you know, it's almost asking you what in your life, right? What is it right now while you're here on Earth School, while your soul is here in this human body, learning lessons? What is it that you need to see? Like I when I think higher learning, I think big picture, you know, or maybe do you have to go in and look at these things for yourself, or go in here and try to determine what your destiny is? Do you know that yet? Do you know what your life path is? Do you know why you chose to come back this lifetime, like what you chose to learn and the path that you need to be on to get there, right? Is it maybe time for you to finally get on that path, so it will be like starting a new journey for you? Oh geez, you know, like, is there anything that you need to change for continuous soul growth, right? To continue to find your destiny and what it is. And if you found out what it is, then it's to continue along the path, because it means you're always learning as you go along. It's not like, okay, I'm on my path and that's it. No, you're on your path. Now there's more to learn. Now, I think that once you're on your path, things become easier. I think that learning, for some people who are just like, no, I already learned enough, you know, it's enjoyable for you because you want to better yourself. You want to grow soul. You want to learn the lessons that you came here to learn. You want to have magic in your life. You want to keep studying and growing and learning and expanding. It reminds me of Jupiter. Okay, so that may be a message for some of you that will be helpful along your path, or to get you on the path, one or the other. And everyone's is individual, so you have to remember that too. The path that you're on may not be the path that your husband or wife or spouse is on, or your friends are on. So keep that in mind as you go along too, okay? Now, next we have codes of the seeds. The blueprint is within you. Take the next steps. And I kind of want to say, it ties into these cards here, because if you are a believer that we have multiple lifetimes and that we have come back each one to learn something new and different, to evolve as a soul, then, and you hear people talking about your higher self, you know already. You don't remember maybe, but you know already what is within you. You know the blueprint of what your destiny and what your path is this lifetime. You just may not remember. But slowly as you step on and you learn and you grow, and it can be in whether it's spirituality or organized religion, it doesn't matter. If you're growing, you're growing. And that's all the universe and God source cares about. Right? Is that you're growing and doing what it is that you came here to do. And if you believe that you have one lifetime only, then you've also came here in this one lifetime to learn and do what it is that you want it to do. So now that you're figuring this out, it's just taking the next step, which kind of comes back to here like a new beginning, or, stepping out on the new path. It's time now. And this almost reminds me of someone being, right, it's watery in a womb. There's this water coming in. We had it with the dolphin, but here as well, right? Just being here, coming in. It's almost like being born. Right? You're being born, you've figured it out, and now you need to take the next step. You need to be born and go out on the new journey. And when that happens, I love this last card. This is just so perfect. Deliver your greatest gift to the world. And I think, again, it comes back to that watery, that empathy, like having empathy, but also being an empath. But it's delivering your greatest gift to the world. So I feel that what that is trying to say, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but it's once you figure out here what it is that you're clinging on to, once you figure out what you need to light the fire in yourself, why you need to, and for what. And here, just the learning and the growth and the expansion, you take all of those things. And as I said, I believe it was in pile 1. It could have been at the beginning of this pile. I don't remember what I did, well, literally 10 minutes ago. So, and that's in all parts of my life, not just reading cards. So what I'm trying to say is, I believe for me, because I have a North Node in Aquarius, everything I do, it tends to be for the greater, or the way I think is always for the collective, for the social group, for my friend group, for the people that I know and that I'm around. Very much other oriented when it comes to stuff like that. So my thing is, and even when I used to work in an office for many, many years, and it was, if you know something, then share it with somebody else. There will always be the people in the office that never wanted to share anything because they didn't want someone to know more than them. No. Share everything you know with other people so that everyone can work fast, efficiently, and then not bug you all the time trying to figure out how to do something. If you just would let it go and share it in the first place, share your knowledge and your experience with other people. It's funny that popped into my head because I remember that. It was like, what, you want to learn how to do this? Okay, come over to my desk. I'll show you so that you can learn yourself. And please take notes so that you'll have it with you, and then you can eventually show someone else. So that's the message I'm getting there. Now let's look at our other cards here. We have freedom. Oh, your future. Vega. Okay. So I think this just kind of ties into everything that we've been talking about too, right? Once you allow yourself to break free of what it is you're clinging on to light the fire beneath yourself, to continue to learn, to know what that blueprint is and have a rebirth. It's like transformation, right? But to be reborn or to be born and get out there and share your gifts, it brings a sense of freedom to your life because you're not tethered down. You're not held back or here held back or even here mentally held back. You're growing and expanding, and that is freedom. Okay, let's take a look at your tarot. First out, we have Temperance. Awesome. Next, we have Page of Swords. And next, we have Eight of Cups. Okay. So with Temperance, we know that's all about bringing that balance in, right? Bringing that balance into your life. Again, it ties in with everything that we've been talking about. I mean, right away, I'm looking here going, well, yes, in order to get the abundance that you deserve, that brings balance into your life because it takes you out of, in some cases, a lack mindset, which is not balanced, okay? And here, getting yourself out and healing yourself. And I believe this dolphin card even talked about healing as well, being a healer for others. So maybe once you're able to bring, whether, like I said, it's you holding yourself within the confinement or someone else, once you break free, how can you go out and share and heal others by helping them to break free? And we have Page of Swords, which is swords, right? So that's all of the air. So it's about bringing in new ideas, right? Pages are young, so they're the ones who they're like curious. They're out, checking everything out, trying to learn as much as they can. They're ambitious. They're career oriented. Pages are always just kind of cute and charming. And I don't know, there is a Christmas movie. Oh, I want to say it's the Santa Claus with Tim Allen. And in one of them, maybe it's one of the later ones. I don't know if there's 3 or 4 versions, but there's Chet, the little reindeer who's going to go out. I guess they're going to train Chet to be one of the reindeer for the team. But Chet is just like, I can see it in my mind, that whole movie playing out in front of me, where he's just like tripping over his own feet and running into everything and so excited about this new adventure that he's going to go on. And I think that's what pages are. And I think it ties into these 2 cards here, where just taking on that youthful Chet-like reindeer energy and being excited about how it is that you can expand yourself in your life. And then we have the 8 of Cups. And the 8 of Cups, it in my world it's a change, because usually when the 8 of Cups comes into a reading, it means you've figured out what is no longer serving you. Here, 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 and here. Love it. And you're able to walk away. You're able to say, you know what? And not literally. It doesn't mean literally walking away. It could be mentally walking away. But it's leaving behind what is no longer serving you and moving forward, being reborn, and then going out and sharing. It's freedom. Going out and sharing what you know. So that pretty much sums up the cards here. Let's just do this last one. We're going to do one last bit of guidance or, motivation, whatever it may be, whatever the universe feels that you need along with the rest of these cards to help you along your path, to help you break free and light a fire and get out on your path, right? Start fresh, start new. Okay, oh, and there it is. Inner alchemy. Oh, alchemy. Inner alchemy is achieved when you react to fear with love. Oh, what a perfect message, because I didn't even mention that part of it. See, this is perfect. Some of this can be scary, right? When you're unsure, when you don't know how. when you're learning all this stuff and you don't understand, but you know it's for your best good, your higher good, or just breaking out and taking freedom and going on a new path. So let go of the fear and replace it with love, knowing that what all of this is happening for your best and highest good and to improve your life, to improve your life, to improve upon you and to improve your life. So don't react to any of these changes with fear. React to them with love for yourself, that you're getting to experience this and that this experience is going to somehow, in some way, in divine timing, help you in your life. Okay, thank you very much, Pile 2. I really enjoyed that message. I want to thank you for being here and spending time with me. And if you found this helpful or insightful in any way, please like, share, and subscribe. I am new to YouTube and I'm trying to grow my community and my channel, and I would really appreciate your support. Thank you. Hi, Pile 3, and all of you who chose the red Jasper crystal. Thank you for joining me. Let's get right into your reading. First card out we have is Healing. What a pretty card. Archangel Sandalphon with planetary cycles. Oh, very cool. Leap. Black Mage, I believe it is. It could be pronounced differently. I really don't know. Reptilians. Star Brothers. The Reunion. And you decided to wake up, or else why did you draw me? Oh, that's cute. Okay, the other three cards, which are your tarot and one other oracle, I'm setting to the side, and we'll do those at the end along with a starseed oracle card. So let's take a look at these cards and see what messages we have. I like to read them in twos, and then we get more messages that way. And also, we'll read them together. They all tie together in the end somehow. Trust me, they will. But I read them in two. So right here, I'm healing. Well, that's a pretty self-explanatory message coming through for you right there. For some of you who are watching, where in your life do you need healing? Is there something, have you been through something recently, something sad, loss, something traumatic? Something that you really weren't expecting and it took you by surprise and it shocked you, and that requires healing. We have Archangel Sandalphon here in planetary cycles, and the way I see that is using astrology, which I love too, because I am an astrologer, but using, and the first thing that pops in, of course, is the moon cycles and how can you use them in your healing process. Always with healing, we have to go in and find what the trigger is that's causing this emotion, or even if it's a physical ailment, like what it is, and that you'll need, of course, medical advice for, but what is the healing that needs to take place? But for me, because this, for me, it tends to be more of a spiritual and emotional healing, the way I read the cards. And I think that using the moon cycle, so really learning about the different cycles that you go through. The two that I do readings on every month are the new moon and full moon, and leading up to, I always start with the full moon because I like the release part first, but it's leading up to the full moon, deciding what it is in your life that's not working for you, and or who's not working for you. Whatever it may be, it will resonate for everyone. You will know for your own personal situation, but what is it that you need to let go of? Full moons are about the way I see it, right, that moon becomes full, it expands out, and it's time to push out anything that doesn't belong in the light here, that anything that doesn't deserve to have the light shone upon it, I guess would be the way to say it. And you push it out and you release it and you let it go. As again, it will be different for everyone. And then as in the 2-week period working up, roughly 2 weeks working up to the new moon, it's kind of a time to decide, what do I want? What changes do I want to make in my life? What would I like to see happen in a positive way? And I call them, as many people do, new moon wishes. And this is just very basic. I mean, it gets into far more depth in the way I'm explaining it. But we have a tarot card reading here. And you know, I can't sit here for hours, but I mean, it's definitely something you can look into for yourself as well, or watch my new and full moon readings. There's a plug. And, you know, I kind of give you an idea based on your rising sign. And if you don't know what that is, your ascendant, you look at your sun sign, and I give you the area based on the astrological chart for that moon of what areas in your life you can focus on to release and let go, and to manifest new moon wishes, okay? Plant seeds to manifest new moon wishes. So I think that's what's kind of coming in here with the planetary cycles. Now, there are many more. We also have your Saturn return. We also have Chiron moving through, which is... you know, your Chiron needs to be healed. So that could be a healing. I mean, we go through retrogrades, which is a time for you to look back, and I call them the re's, all of the RE words, you know, relook, retake, reevaluate, redo, remake. I can go on. I can't think of any more RE words right now, but you know, it's review. It's time for you to go back and review, right? So that would be a planetary cycle. That's Mercury going in and out of retrograde, and that happens 3 to 4 times a year. So once you decide what it is that you're looking for healing in your life, maybe you can look into the planetary cycles and just see, like, when are things in retrograde and what should I be focusing on? Or like I said, check out my new moon and full moon readings, and you can see there what it is that you need to either be releasing or planting new seeds and ideas for. So I think that's the message I'm kind of getting here with this. Now let's go over here to Leap and to Black Mage. Leap, you go first, the universe will catch you. Well, isn't that just, hello, like the Fool card in the tarot, okay? So I think this is a new beginning. This is a new beginning for you. You need to take that first step. And when you take the first step on your, I talked about this in pile 2, on your path, once you decide once you figure out what it is that you come back here to learn, and you take that leap, you know, you're starting afresh. But this could also refer to anything in your life, changing a job, getting into a new relationship, a new friendship, anything where you have to kind of take a leap of faith. Just know that when you are taking that leap of faith and it's with pure intention, the universe has your back and will catch you, okay? Now let's take a look here and see what this Black Mage is, because I really am not sure. So on the back here it says, it indicates the end of a cycle. In this plane of duality, situations and relationships inevitably end, making room for different experiences. It is time to watch your ego and purify yourself so that the new can be better than the old. Watch your ego as you prepare for change. So in other words, I did say the word, as long as you're doing it with purity of mind and not allowing your ego to take over and doing it for whether it be selfish or material gain or whatever it may be. But what I find very interesting is that this card came up. So there's something ending in your life, and it could be a relationship, maybe romantic, maybe a friendship. It could be with family. It could be the relationship of ending a job, right? So I had kind of gone with, you're leaping into these things, but you're leaping into them, we now know, because you're sitting right above the card that's saying let go. Rise above and, right, let go down here to what's no longer serving and rise above. It also ties into these two cards because we talked about at full moon, letting go of the things that no longer serve, and new moon, figuring out what it is that you want to do and going for it, letting the seeds grow. Now, let's hop over here to reptilians, predator, survival, tyrannical. Ooh, it's like a scary movie. And the Star Brothers. So, or Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. Okay, you guys, me and some of these words, just pardon me if I'm saying them incorrectly. I don't know if it's Horus or Horus, or if that H is pronounced differently somewhere else. I'm not sure. But what do we have here? I kind of feel for some of you because, like I said, there's going to be different messages for different people. Some of them you may resonate with all of them. But with this, the reptilians, they get such a bad rap. But you know what? So be it. It is what it is. I mean, I'm sure not all reptilians are bad, but, and I'm talking as in the animal creatures. But anyway, moving on. The reptilians here are kind of, the message that I'm getting is maybe some of you are I had a message similar in pile 2. It didn't come up with cards like this, but kind of the same message, except in this one, this is not to me self-imposed. This is someone else. Right now, are some of you out there dealing with someone in your life that is a predator in whatever way, or is reigning your life, your household, it could be in work even, like a tyrannical reign of terror. I don't know why, I'm getting a very heavy feeling about that, and I don't, it's uncomfortable and it's hard to talk about, but it is a feeling that I'm picking up. So for some of you, maybe you're in a situation where, and I see the words, I mean, those 3 words are just jumping in, just out, and like you're in survivor mode all the time and you want to break free of it, but you're not sure how. So how to get help and how to get out of it. Now, spiritually, I can help you here a bit. On a physical, I feel very emotional about that. If there's a woman's shelter, or even a homeless shelter if you're male, because, abuse doesn't just happen to women, it can also happen to men. And again, it's not just male and female, it can be male-female energy, okay? So whatever it is you identify with, there are shelters and people who can help. And it may be that you need to reach out. And what I'm going to say is prayer right now, and asking, and this may be something you don't even necessarily believe in, but now's the time to start, in how can you break free of your situation right now. And you may be saying, I have no idea. Look, if I could, I would. I feel stuck. Just know that the universe is with you, whether it's God energy or whomever it is that you believe in. And when you use the power of prayer or or send out intention to the universe and ask for guidance, it will come to you. It may just be in your quiet moments when you have to just sit with yourself and quiet your mind. If you are able to do that and listen to the guidance and the inspiration that comes in, and it may just be one little seed, one little nugget that's going to be something you never thought of before, maybe. And it may seem weird or strange or like impossible, but yet somehow doable. So, I mean, this is kind of heavy, but that's what I can say. And it's just knowing that they are going to protect you, and it's the Star Brothers, but that they are going to protect you, and there will be safety for you eventually. You just have to trust, and you have to trust that inner gut. So like I said, even if it's just that one nugget of something where and maybe you've thought of it before yourself. It's already intuitively come to you and you didn't even realize it. And you were just like, no, that would never work. That could never be it. If it comes up again, when things start repeating themselves 2 and 3 times, that may be the spark. That may be the one idea that you're going to get, or you may get multiple, of how to help yourself get out to the other, like to get out to where someone out in the collective or outside can help you and get you to protection and get you to safety. So sorry that was a heavy message, but there may just be, I mean, that is really specific, and it could just be for one person. So I'll pray for you. Oh, very, very, very emotional. Okay, let's move on to the next pile, or the next 2 cards here. We have reunion. So soul recognition, collaboration, partnership, friendship. And the card here that's below it, you decided to wake up, or else why did you draw me? So, okay. So soul recognition, I think that right there is it. Like, we hear about being woke and, oh, you are woke and you're not. Okay, none of that craziness. That's not what we're talking about. It's waking up and recognizing your soul. It's recognizing who you want to be, maybe how you want to live your life, how you can do better for yourself or the people around you. It could be meeting up with what we call soul family or soul partners, right? The people that if you believe this, from different lifetimes that you have spent time with, the group that you belong to, that you like to travel around in different lifetimes and different places to learn and grow. And this is just reminding you to always be on the lookout for these people, because they may show up in your life. And that's where it's reminding me of the wake up. They may show up in your life and you're like, okay, you're not somebody that I normally would, whether it be attracted to or hang out with, or you're not the type of job that I would normally take or do or what have you. Just know that it's coming in for a reason, and somewhere along that line your soul is yearning for it, and you might just want to give it a try. Right? You need to just maybe wake up to the idea that it's not your norm, but try it anyway, because it may be good for you. And like I said, it could be in collaborations, which is what made me think of work, right? Partnerships, whether it's romantic or friendships or business, whatever it may be. Just know that your soul recognizes what's good for you, even though your conscious mind and ego may not necessarily think it's such a great idea. This is a card kind of wake up call for me, right? That reminds me of like a little alarm going off. Wake up call. It is actually an alarm clock. Yeah. Wake up, wake up. Why don't you try seeing something from a different perspective? And I also, somewhere in here, think that it somehow ties in. And I'm not saying that if you're in a bad situation, you need to wake up. This is you being in a bad situation, being run over by we're just going to call him the reptilian, or her, the reptilian, that is not your fault. But what it is to wake up your inner intuition. Wake up your intuition. Let it guide you here, right? So where normally maybe, because everyone is intuitive. So it's just whether or not we choose, I think, to listen to it or to turn it on and listen to it. And this may be the time where you just really need to focus in and concentrate on your intuition and wait for that little nugget. You ask for it to come and it will come to you. It may come in a strange way, which is kind of like here, the wake-up call, right? May not be how you normally think it would come to you, but it will come to you. It may not be by sitting and being quiet with yourself. It could be someone that you meet when you're out at the grocery store or out at your job or wherever, and they're going to say or do something that's going to give you that nugget of hope, or how to take the first step to moving forward, to getting away from this energy. So those are the messages that I have. A little deep, some of it, but you know what? If it were a perfect world, yay, but it's not. And while some of us reading this or listening to this everything may be okay in our lives right now, for other people it's not, and we have to consider and think of everyone and how we can help them. So as those, oh gosh, this is just coming in, let me go. So for those of you or us, when we're out and about in the world, in our everyday lives, in our community, in our city, like I said, the grocery store, at the park, at your work, whatever it is, be mindful of those people that might need help in their lives. And help doesn't, again, always mean that you need to be doing something for that other person or giving them something. Sometimes it's just something as simple as a smile or a polite conversation. You know, people say unsolicited advice, but if it's coming from pure of heart and it's not telling people what to do, I mean, that's always helpful. And if you feel pulled towards someone to do that, know that that's your intuition and that's your soul talking, and they may be guiding you to that person that needs your help. And in this case, it could be the one person that I'm talking to right here, where you could be giving them that nugget that's going to help release them from this bad situation that they're in right now. Okay, let's move on to our next oracle card, way showing. Oh, my sweet love of, wow, wow, wow. It's what I just said. It is literally what I just said. Helping other people, helping them, showing them the way. Oh, geez. Stepping up, not bossing, not telling, not demanding, just being there for them. And in some cases, just being like you, just with your personality, with your aura, with your energy, could help show someone the way or help them to better themselves or help them to come out of a situation. So that is so very interesting, right? You may be showing someone the way by just being you with love and positivity. Okay, let's take a quick look at the tarot cards. Golly, I'm all mixed up now. Okay, so we have the Page of Wands. Okay. We have the Ace of Cups, and we have the Magician. Ooh, okay. I find it interesting that the Ace of Cups fell, well, not fell, but I placed, but just because that's the way it comes out, I always find the synchronicity of how when I just arrange the cards, basically it by category, or when I'm laying them out by size, how they just fit together perfectly. Yeah, that's not me. That's not me. So Ace of Cups, new beginning. There is a new beginning for you, person who I'm talking to out there. There is a new beginning for you. This isn't, to me, the romantic Ace of Cups beginning. This is there is a new beginning where you're going to feel, like it said here, protection, loyalty, safety, trust, love. You are going to feel it. There's a new beginning. And the Magician, right? And this is what I love, because it kind of goes with this wake up card too. It may not be what you normally would do. It may not be, like, I'm looking at the words here, action, power, skill, whatever it is. So it may not be the action that you would normally take towards a person, group, or things, but guess what? It may be the action that your soul's calling you to take. So, or like I had mentioned to the other people here that maybe aren't going through what this person here is going through, how can you use your power and your magic and let your intuition and your skills, your way of showing people, even if it's just by being yourself, to help them? So it's interesting that that card came here as well. And then here we have the Page of Wands. And we know that wands are fire. And the Page, I think I talked about them in another pile. You know, they're young and they're curious and they're happy-go-lucky and they're full of inspiration and ideas, and they want to learn, you know, all of these things. And I think that that is tying in with this leap of faith here, right? Letting go and leaping forward, like not being afraid to move forward with, and because it's a wand, I'm saying fiery passion, right? Deciding what it is that needs to be done. And I see the word communication on here. Normally I would think more of the Page of Swords for that, but it doesn't matter. It's on this card, so therefore it may have something to do with communication, that you may need to express what this new leap forward, what this new path is for you, what this new start is for you. Maybe it's going to be by talking about it. And it says good news as well, so maybe you may be receiving in some good news, or just some inspiration or ideas of just how to let go here so that you can move forward. And it also ties into, and I keep going to this person that's listening to this right now. Good news may be coming to you, or communication in ways that you don't know. It could be a little mystical and magical, or from people that you normally wouldn't expect it from, but just be open to that intuition. Just let that intuition open up. Allow yourself to open up when you're out and about. And like I said, you never know in what way or what direction that inspiration is going. Well, it's inspiration, yes, but also nugget or small jewel of information will come in that's going to help you remove yourself from the situation. So last but not least, we are going to do a card here from the Starseed, just for any additional information. I absolutely love these messages. I know that, you know, my third little pile over here, it's a heavy one, but, you know, I ask that everyone else that's watching this video too right now, just send out prayer, good thought, positive energy to whomever this is, to help them get out of their situation, because we can raise the vibration and we can help with the power of prayer and good intention set out to help this person. So whoever's watching this, I ask that maybe you join in and help as well. We have transcendence. Transcend your mind's limitations and allow your soul's light to truly shine. Wow, that just kind of fits in all right here with moving on, allowing your soul's light to truly shine here, right? If you're letting it shine, it's going to attract the right people into your life. It will attract the wrong ones too, because they like the light. You know, the dark, the shadow, they like the light. So you have to be discerning here. However, don't let your limiting beliefs or doubts or ego tell you that that you're not capable, that you're not able, that you're not able to transcend and move forward, because you most certainly are. So pile 3, that was your reading. That may have been a little bit longer, but there were some really great messages in there. So once again, thank you. If you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and share. I am new to doing these themed readings on YouTube. I have many more coming out, and I really would appreciate your support in growing as I move forward, and you know, creating a community, because I know that even I, who watch lots of card readings, you know, you have your little families that you go to for different reasons. So I would love it if you would keep coming back to mine. Thank you again. I appreciate it, and I will see you next time.